We are on.
Yes,
We are so on. What's
that's
up,
what she said.
listeners? That's what she said. We are so on.
Yeah.
Well, what's up, listeners? Welcome back to the Jaftaf show, and we are the Jaftaf, and this is the
Yes.
eighth episode. And yeah, today we're gonna talk about the movie called The Green Mile that came in 1999, starring Michael Clarke and Tom Hanks.
Yes.
So, so let's be ready for this ride because we're gonna walk the Green Mile today.
Yes. Just how Tom Hanks' character walks.
Yeah, everybody. And like at the end of the movie, he also said like we all are walking our green mile. It just sometimes it takes a lot of time to cover it. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So guys, if you haven't watched this movie, I guess you should watch, but it's fine. Let's talk about it first and
Yeah.
spread the threads. So yeah, you start here.
Yeah.
Because yeah.
So, uh, Green Mile, I didn't expect this movie would be so wholeheartedly wholesome movie. I expected this might be some cop prisoner, uh, like some prisoner getting into a murder case or anything. They're getting what do you say, like
Executed.
they're
Yeah.
executed, sentenced to death. So I thought this might be the same typical story. Why are we choosing to talk about this? But I was wrong. The director wanted to he wanted to show something else, and yeah, this might uh, I'm very happy to talk about this movie because this movie didn't disappoint us, and it gave us a hope that no matter what, you should not go on a wrong side. Be a better person every day. Uh, try not harming people, uh, uh, even though they are small or they're bigger than you or older than you. So this movie caters you. It hits you where it hits you emotionally and mentally, and it makes you. Sometimes there are few moments where it's so wholehearted, wholesome, and you get lost in that movie. Like this is what I felt.
It was some moments, at some particular moments, especially when somebody is going to get executed,
Yeah,
there was this one tone that comes
yeah, yeah.
and start and plays back in the back. So first time when we hear this tone when they first time that when these guys were executing
Mm-hmm.
on screen somebody, there was this Indian guy that they were executing, and
Mm-hmm.
he told Tom Hanks, Paul, he
Yeah,
told
Paul.
the boss that uh, he was telling him that when a person pays for his sins,
Mm-hmm.
like then he goes back and live those moments in his life that he enjoyed the most. I guess
Mm-hmm.
that is what heaven would look like. So Paul said like yeah might be. So at that particular time he started telling his story. When I was 18, I got a ma- got I got myself a wife. We went to
Mm-hmm.
the mountains, and how he was expressing it and the background music.
Yeah.
I was so into it. Like
Yes.
at that particular moment he is putting out putting his heart out, like when you are so close to death, and and it is something like it is the moment where you are true to everything.
Mm-hmm.
At that particular moment a person cannot lie, and and I hats off to Paul that this kind after having this kind of job where he is executing people, right? Still, he is so calm about it, and
Mm-hmm.
they try to all the other his friend Brutus, right, and other other police officers, whoever take other guards which were in the Green Mile, they are very caring about the people who are going to get executed.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is very hard to be like that.
Yeah.
You just this movie was able to show that there are chances when people commit crimes, but there are they are also human. They were trying to show that face
Yeah, yeah,
that even if people commit crime, they are humans. And what made them humans, this green mile was able to pull out,
yeah.
right? And
The usually in movies we usually see that cops are not well behaved towards someone, but the director wanted to show that in this movie the cops had humanity for all the prisoners there, and they were treating very they were not treating them very badly until unless they poke the cops. So yeah. So okay, so we'll start with the first John Coffey, the main guy of the movie. Uh, I never imagined that I would love this character so much. Uh, Initially, when the movie started, I was like, okay, this guy is gonna beat the hell out of everyone. See his size, how big he looks, and that's what perception I had in my mind. This guy is gonna do some damage to the station, or he might be a very bad prisoner, or might be any he might be a very dangerous guy. But as the story progresses, we see that he's very soft-hearted. He has a heart of an younger kid who's very lively, but has his own traumas, has his own difficulties. But the best part of his character is he was never harmful to anyone. He was always supportive. Uh, I kind of feel sad that uh, even though he had a very good heart, and he was a good person indeed, but world believed him that he's a bad person, and only Paul was the guy who kind of had heart to uh, Coffey's character. I mean, like till the last execution part, he was not ready to let go of the person.
yeah, when he went to shook his hand,
Yeah,
I was kind of feeling it
yeah,
I was actually feeling the emotion what Paul was feeling like he understand and when he told John that when my judgment day comes and God will ask me that why did you kill the
yeah,
miracle
yeah,
that I made, it was so pure-heartedly
yeah.
saying that, yeah, obviously you are the miracle created by God. Why you
Mm-hmm.
want me to stop it? But obviously John told the right thing that he is actually tired of being
Mm-hmm.
like this. I mean, everybody is killing everybody. He killed him for what they love.
Mm-hmm.
Wild Bill killed those two kids
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
uh, because those kids didn't scream because they loved each other, right? Both the sisters. So yeah, man, and everybody was actually crying at that time. All
yeah.
those guards, they were so
Actually,
into it.
you know what? As the story progressed, I kind of had a thought that they will make stay and they would do something to save Coffee's character, John's Coffee character. But I was kind of rooting for that. They save him, they take him out of the prison, and they let him free. But obviously they had to execute him because uh, front of judge.
They actually did respect the choice of John
Yeah, yeah.
because obviously they were able to take him out to help
Mm-hmm.
uh,
Yeah,
the warden's wife, right?
yeah.
But so they wanted it, but yeah, that would be an easy choice.
Mm-hmm.
John would still be facing all these bad people, and he didn't want to do that.
Yeah,
When for the very first time when I was looking for this movie, and Green Mile, the poster came pop out. So at that time, I thought, you remember, this movie, Silence of the Lambs. The
yeah.
movie came in
Mm-hmm.
1991. Silence
Mm-hmm.
of the Lambs. Uh, Anthony Hopkins is there, right? And another good characters are also there. So, so I thought this movie is going to be like that, where crime, where,
Yeah,
uh,
same, same. I saw the
yes,
poster. I was like, oh shit, and another crime movie. Then we just get into the movie.
And when I saw in the poster, when I saw John Coffey's face,
Yeah, yeah.
Michael Michael Clarke face, so I thought maybe Michael Clarke is going to be a prisoner, but he's going to help
Hmm.
Paul, means to solve some case or
Hmm,
something
hmm,
like
hmm.
that. But when I saw that miracle happening, I was like,
Yeah,
wait, what is going on?
true, true.
This movie suddenly, like, you don't even expect,
Yeah.
because I didn't watch the trailer, obviously. I just started watching the movie and I never read about it. Stephen King wrote the story, but
Hmm.
I am not into much in the books. So I just saw it, and I never imagined to this story to turn out this way, that they are trying to show the bright thing
Hmm.
in the darkest part. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah.
technically this movie can go so wrong. There's this movie called Shawshank Redemption, and they
Yeah,
show
yeah.
the darkest phases of what could go wrong so bad in prison. But in this movie, things went bad, but still
It had a ray of
it
hope,
worked.
positivity, uh, respect to all the prisoners, not all the prisoners who were deserving there. Uh, yeah, like, man, like, I would say I would say that whoever starts watching this movie without any idea, just don't look at the poster and just start watching it, because even
Yeah, don't even watch the trailer.
yeah,
No, don't read the book. Just
yeah.
watch the movie.
Because I was the person like who watched the poster, and I was like, okay, here comes one more action-based movie, which personally I don't like. So okay, so basically I don't like to watch action movies because it feels repetitive to me. So I was kind of hesitating to watch it for the first time because I saw a giant guy in the poster with two cops in behind him. I thought this might be some story of a mafia or something. But yeah, like everyone were wrong, and the director wanted to show something else. And the most funny part is like when Tom Hanks' character Paul, he tells everyone that like we know that he has urinary infection, and when he suffers from pain, and John's character says, "Come over here," and he holds his balls, like, and suddenly like all the light flickers there, light gets blasted, and he gets cured, and he
It's
goes.
like it's like John deflowered
Yeah,
Paul.
yeah, and he goes to the washroom. He has an amazing piss, and straight he goes to his wife.
Exactly. And not cut night
Yeah,
and day. And
yeah,
those guys are not even stopping. And she said, we never went to the fourth round since we
yeah.
were 90.
9 cent.
Yeah, at your mama's house.
I was like, men will be men, dude. Like,
आज कुछ तूफानी करते हैं. He wanted to do something. So
yeah.
yeah.
As soon as his micro Paul got fixed, he went straight to his wife. I was like, okay, what else can we expect?
But yeah, that was kind of funny thing to put in that part. And but after that, the miracles that he did, and
Yeah.
when he came with bread.
He was kind of slowly developing the trust over the cops,
Hmm.
that he is not a bad guy. You remember like initially when he was getting to when the cops were getting him to the prison cell, they were holding him. They were kind of being protective towards him because he's a prisoner. He might run away. But slowly, even guards didn't do anything. Like they didn't hold him. They kind of they didn't tie him because he gained trust that okay,
Mhm.
he is a good person. He won't run away. He won't commit crime. So
Means
yeah,
he won't break the rules. He is
yeah,
not,
yeah.
and nobody expected him to be like that. Even
Hmm.
when Paul met him for the very first time, uh, he was like, "Are you going to be good?" And he just said, "Please keep the lights open. I get scared
Hmm.
in the dark." And Paul was like, "I am not expecting him to be like that.
Yeah,
So he doesn't seem to be that bad." And you remember when he got bread for John,
yeah,
and John asked, "Was your wife pleased?" And he was like several times.
yeah, 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 yeah.
That was cool. So. how he was, there was always a good understanding between John and all the guards that were there,
Yeah.
and especially Paul. And sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes guard is fucked up. Sometimes prisoner
Mm-hmm.
is fucked up. Just like Wild Bill,
Yeah, yeah.
right? Or Wild Bill is the example of fucked up prisoner, and Percy is an example of fucked up guard. So
Dude,
yeah, and
Percy,
they both served each other very well.
yeah.
How Bill and Percy served each other very well. Yeah,
The one thing I would say is whatever Percy, whatever other cops did to Percy, they locked him into the padded room. They kind of smacked him. Each and every second of it, Percy deserved it because he was trying. He was actually being, uh, he was being bastard. Like,
you know, he done it when till then when he killed the mouse, Mr.
yeah,
Jingles, but
yeah.
Mr. Jingles revived. John revived him, but he done it when he didn't do the execution right.
Mm-hmm.
He shouldn't do it. That was the part that he done it, and John himself felt it when he was in his cell. So, and at that particular moment, I also realized, like, I guess now things are going to
Yeah,
turn out in a different way for Percy.
yeah,
Now he is not going to be kind of asshole that he is right now.
yeah,
And he ended up in the same place where they put
yeah.
Bill.
Where Mr. Jingles came from.
No, no, Bill. He took him from the mental hospital, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Wild
yeah,
Bill.
yeah,
So they took
yeah,
him.
yeah.
They took
That's like
Percy
the
from the
ending thing.
for the Percy. Yeah,
So, yeah. So, so movie started like you see very lively, positive environment, but slowly when Will, what is it? Yeah,
Wild Bill.
uh, no, yeah, Wild Bill. So the time
He
when
was a pedophile. I guess they should put Drake's face on it. Him.
it's not good. Yeah. So everything was going great. Yeah, when you remember, like, uh, first when the mouse got introduced, we were like, okay, this might be a funny element. Like, you know, right? When the movie progresses, you have some beats where you introduce character, you give the introduction, you establish what the scene is, what the shot is. Then you go in your second beat where you show highs and come to the lows, and you show a stagnant scene. So I thought, like, the rise was where prisoners were getting introduced. Wild Bill is acting uh, a kind of asshole, and when the mouse started, I thought this might be some funny element to bring the audience to funny zone. But after a few minutes, when Wild Bill lost his cool and he removed everything from the door, from that padded area, storeroom type, he went crazy mad. Like, actually, uh, in a greater sense, the prisoner who was inside the cage, who was not actually mad, but this cop was mad actually, because he, but
Percy
yeah,
was mad.
yeah, because
Mm.
he was acting like he, see, when the movie ended, right,
Mm.
I kind of started hating that character, Percy, man. Like, he went into my nerves. The most fucked up thing is when he stamped on Mr. Jingles. That's when you see
Mm.
that everyone in the in the police station, the prisoner,
In the Green Mile. In the
yeah,
Green Mile.
in the Green Mile, like, everyone like feels bad, and all the cops like teaches him a lesson. Like, that's first part where Percy gets hate from everyone, including audience, including from me as well. So yeah,
Yeah.
from there on, he starts doing more foolish things, like, he executes a person in the wrong way, where he has to dip the sponge and make it wet, but he
Yeah.
puts it dry. And that's the most fucked up thing, because the prisoner who who had this pet, Mr. Jingles. He was
Hmm.
kind of loving the pet, but before execution, he told that there's no such as Mousewell. So
Exactly.
I was like,
Being total fucked up asshole. He
yeah,
was
I was,
trying to
yeah, I was like,
he's done
bro,
it.
like he's about to die. Why can't you just be quiet? And
Yeah.
after that, whatever the cop did to him, they closed him in the room. I'm like, you fucking deserved it, bro. You deserved it.
But he there has to be some proper justice with him, and John actually did the right thing.
Yeah.
When he was holding those flies, whatever those things were in it,
Hmm.
him, I also thought like, why is he holding that, or he is not able to overcome those, right? Because brain tumor is kind of thing, because it's a life death situation.
Hmm. Hmm.
To making a mouse alive again, it's a little thing, because
Yeah.
mouse
Yeah.
is very small, but removing the tumor, and he might not be able to pull that thing out
Yeah.
of him. Maybe that will
that
kill him.
that
But
moment that moment I realized that what if John no no yeah what if the tumor the so usually every saving what John does, he removes his flies, that the part, but during brain tumor we don't see that the flies coming out of his mouth. I thought, what if John dies of brain tumor, what he sucked from that lady.
that what Brutus said, that maybe
Yeah,
he
yeah.
wants that way to go, and Paul said like, if that's his choice, he earned it.
Hmm.
But how smartly he put those
Yeah,
flies
yeah,
in
yeah.
Percy, and whatever happened now, at that time I was so satisfied, like,
Same,
yes,
same. Yeah,
it paid. It paid well. How
yeah,
Bill should have died, and what should have happened with Percy.
yeah, yeah.
That because Percy was also a sick person. If he should have gone somewhere else, he would be acting like an asshole only.
Mm-hmm.
Wherever he works, the people like them never change.
Yeah.
So so that served him well. And and John had the chance. The best thing is in this movie that John had the chance to go away,
Hmm.
right? Paul also said to him that
He had many
that he's
chances.
like, if John wanted, Paul would have told the truth about John to the warden, and then warden would have done something. They would have let him go somehow, some way, one way or another.
Mm-hmm.
But the point I understood when the execution was happening of John, I understood that until unless people who saw him with the girls in the beginning of the movie,
Yeah, yeah,
they
yeah.
thought that John killed those
Mm-hmm.
kids. They had this hate inside them. If I won't die in front of their eyes, they will keep on uh,
Hating me. Yeah,
sustaining that hate
yeah, yeah.
inside them, and that will lead him to a worse life. They can do something bad to other people, or if I am going and they are being little bit satisfied from that,
Mm.
I guess that's a good thing that I'm doing for them.
Yeah,
They don't
yeah.
need to know, because their kids are gone. We cannot change that,
Mm.
right? So that kind of sacrifice is not human.
Yeah, yeah,
It's godly.
yeah.
That's why he was a miracle.
One more thing is like even though John like played a role of president in the movie, but he was the main guy who carried the whole movie single-handedly, because uh, he basically he gained the trust of everyone, including the cops, including the warden, including the officials, and including the audience as well. Because slowly, when the movie progresses, uh, you as an audience, you always want that, like you crave for John's screen time more. That we want to see John, we want to see more of John. So yeah, like even though we see that John had his own traumas, he had his own sad part of his life, but uh, he still had that very lively and joyful nature, and yeah, like we were always we were, I was actually always liking his screen time, because whatever he does, it's interesting to watch. It's funny, it's witty, it's mysterious, and it's interesting to watch.
You know, when they were taking him for the very first time out of the prison
Hmm.
and he was looking at the stars, he was holding the leaves. You know,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
was very good. Like, how much you deny it, how much whatever he's accepting in his life, he also loves freedom.
Yes.
If he's go out there, he's going to be happy about it. And you know, when Paul went to that advocate or doctor, maybe he who was who defended John for the
Hmm.
crimes that he did. Like he asked him, like, do you think that he actually done anything in the past? And he said, like, I don't know. He just popped out suddenly, and then how we know it because of the crime that he did. And he kept on blaming him also. The guy who actually defended John, he also kept on blaming John that he done it. We all know that. So you should never think that he never done it. But but yeah, John had his way of life. Obviously, I want to know more about John, just
Yeah,
like I always said the backstory part.
yeah,
But I guess this 3 hours movie, we should give it a rest, I guess. We should give John some rest.
yeah,
I
yeah,
guess we should just, okay, dude, you just
yeah.
go around say and have fun.
You know,
Don't ever.
one more thing that uh, we never get to see that how did John come into that crime scene, and where did John come from? What's his origin, and what was he doing there? How did he end up being there? And like we never get to see.
He kept on saying that I tried to stop it,
Yeah.
but I was late. You know,
Yeah.
and when you hear this for the very first time, you obviously going to think that he is a psychopath who tried to stop himself from killing these kids,
Hmm.
right? But I guess what he meant to say at that particular time that I wanted to stop this.
Hmm.
I might have heard the child screaming, right? And by the time I went there, I was not able to, because I guess he is not able to give life to a person.
Hmm.
He
Hmm.
can cure them from their sufferings,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? But he cannot bring the life into them.
Hmm.
But for the mouths that he said, like, because I guess at that particular time there was some life left in Mr.
Hmm. Hmm.
Jingles. That's why he was able to make him alive again.
Hmm.
So so yeah, I guess that was the first time. That is just my theory
Hmm.
that people saw him for the very first time, John, when they saw him with those kids,
Hmm.
right? I guess that was because he always kept on saying that I don't remember many things in my life.
Yeah. Yeah.
Things are almost very vague. I don't know. When Paul asked him that, John, where we are taking you today.
Hmm.
So he said to help a lady.
Yeah. Yeah.
So so he said,
He had the telepathic energy, power, that he could sense
Mhm,
what's going on around him.
mhm,
And yeah, like he knew what was going. He knew that he's gonna get executed. He knew that he's gonna save that lady. They take him outside. He had many chances to run away from that, the prisoner. And he was so built that he could literally kill every cop and just go and like start his own life. But he had his rules and regulations towards life, that no, like, because of my what do you say, my like this, I'm
his
not.
principles were
Yeah.
like that only, right? Yeah.
So he just wanted to punish himself, that okay, because of my uh, execution, whatever he did in the past, because of
Mhm,
that, like, uh, he saw that child
mhm,
got killed, and so he just
mhm.
wanted to let go of that emotion. So he make sure that he was in the prisoner.
You know, I always love when he said, "I'm John Coffey,"
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
like the drink, but not spelled the same.
yeah, yeah.
Every single time when he said it, it was kind of funny,
You
right?
you remember
Not spelled the
the
same.
first time he came into the prison, he was like, "Yes, sir, boss. Yes,
Yeah,
sir, boss.
it was yes, sir, boss.
Yes, sir,
That
boss."
was that was kind of thing I liked how
He
how
was
he
basically a size of an giant human, but he had a mind of a small kid who was very innocent, but he was trapped into this huge body, and he was very true towards his life, but he was getting destroyed. He was getting exploited uh, by the people around him. So I kind of
He
feel sad
actually,
that he didn't
mm,
he didn't deserve to be here, but situations made him to be there. So yeah.
yeah, I told you, no, he had to kill all those hatred of those people who see him as the person who killed their kid,
Hmm.
right? And that was necessary because other and he knew that it is going to happen every day in this world. People are
Hmm.
going to kill for what they love. Means he said that he killed them for what they love. So he couldn't just take it.
Yeah, yeah,
He
yeah.
was. It just reminded me, there's this movie called Ghost Rider.
Hmm.
So
Yeah,
in the second part, at the end of that movie, his fire changes to blue.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So he told them that what I am was supposed to be a person who used to help people,
Hmm.
but when he came to this world, he saw so many fucked up things. So he started, rather than helping people, he started killing those people who are committing crimes. So
Hmm.
these are two different aspects:
Yeah.
helping good people or killing bad people.
He became vigilante.
Yeah, so he had the power to save people, but he started killing those who were causing harm. So, but here we see John. He was the guy who has this blue fire, who
Yeah.
still believes that I want to save people rather than killing those who are
Hmm.
causing. That's why he could have killed Wild Bill, right? He could have done something with Percy, but he knew that I'm not that.
Hmm.
And he never changed in the whole movie. He never showed that sign that I'm any different. In the whole story, you cannot even see John being not John,
Yeah, yeah,
you
yeah.
know. So,
Indeed, he was a good actor, and
yeah,
he
man.
stayed true to his role.
This guy
So,
died 12 years back, Michael Clark. 12 years back he died.
oh, he's
Yeah,
no more.
he
Oh,
was 54 at that time. And when we see him on the screen in Green Mile, we think how tall he is. But you
yeah.
know who was the tallest guy? The warden. He was the
Oh,
tallest guy. They made him look
okay,
tall.
okay, nice.
Yeah, because yeah, they made him look tall. I actually saw his height. I was like, how tall is he? Is he
Yeah,
like 7 feet or some? But he is not that. He's 6'5" or something around uh, Dwayne Johnson's.
nice.
But so. It was a great thing how he made him look. Always a low camera angle to make him look like
Yeah,
big on screen.
yeah.
And it was a great fact that even if he was looking so enormous or dangerous, but he was not that.
Hmm.
He was, you cannot judge a book by its cover. That
Yeah,
that
yeah.
that thing works here actually.
True, true.
Perfectly, it works there.
And
And this movie,
yeah,
yeah, go
and one more thing is, uh, I was kind of enjoying the life what the cops were living inside the prison guard, prison cell. They
ahead.
had this small uh, talks that what do you do in life. They were just playing with they had like a very good bad relationship with prisoners, their own guards. uh, the the times when they found the mouse inside the room, and the Wild Bill, when Wild Bill was acting over smart, that guy hit to his finger, and all
Mhm.
these things. I really enjoyed the atmosphere. What was in prison. Slowly it gave a vibe that this is not a prison cell. It's like moreover like a friend, if like conversation what you do with friends, like
Play school,
yeah.
these are the kids and you need to take care of them.
So
Yeah, man.
like it was so lively and it was so fun to watch.
You cannot feel the prison vibe whenever
Hmm.
you are watching it. You are seeing people dying, you are
Yeah,
seeing whatever bad these guys are committing, but still you you don't feel that hatred about it.
yeah. Because
Otherwise,
because I think no cop were using guns as a main weapon. They were using sticks for most of the things. Uh,
they actually never need to use it.
yeah, yeah.
There was an understanding always between the prisoners, between right prisoners and the guards, and it was never breaking, right?
Hmm.
Dude, it still reminds me, when that Indian guy that they've executed for the very first time,
Yeah.
when he said it, that I was 18, that was the very light-hearted part. When I just saw it, I 5, 6 times I kept on
Hmm.
watching it, like what he's saying, because
Hmm.
it's just like he cannot be more truthful in his life right now.
Hmm.
He just cannot, because he's just uh, leaving everything behind now. And he has no choice, and obviously he regrets how
Hmm.
much, like, I want to go back and solve it. And
Yeah, yeah.
when he's saying that I loved that time when I was spending time with my wife in mountains, you know, I was like, yeah, man, it, when a person is in that kind of situation, mind changes.
Yeah.
They pull out the real truth, you know.
Hmm. Yeah.
Well,
No, obviously, when death is just next to you, I don't think any person lies that okay, okay, like they obviously they'll just leave everything. They'll just surrender themselves. That okay, what will I even do lying now? Because the next moment I'm gonna die. So I don't think no one will lie on the deathbed, on that death when it comes front.
I
Anyway,
don't know,
uh,
maybe Wild Bill would have done it, and Percy would have done it.
yeah.
I'm sure of it. Those two fuckers.
Like even this whole movie, we see that uh, here and there you see execution of prisoners, but the most hard-hitting death is John's, because John had his own, like he had his own screen time, and we as an audience we see more of John. We understand John as a better. We understand John as a better person, as a good person. So, so what Paul was going through during his execution, even as an audience, we feel that because all the like like that scene is so powerful, right? That
It
can
just hit,
yeah,
Paul's eyes, when you see Paul's eyes, and every single cop is like regretting so much, like why we are letting this guy go,
yeah.
right?
That scene is so powerful, dude. Like imagine as an outsider, as you don't watch this movie, you see this movie which will make no sense. But when you understand what Paul was going through, what John was going through, what story they had between them, that scene hits you like a rock, and it'll make any grown man cry, dude. Like that scene is
Yeah,
so
man.
powerful.
That
Yeah,
I've told what Paul was feeling. I was able to feel like
yeah,
how he went there and hold the hand. Like,
yeah, yeah,
yeah, it was a great meeting you, knowing you.
yeah,
Seriously, because these kind of experience people don't have,
yeah.
and when they have it, it just elevate them.
Yeah,
It just change
because
their lives.
because like we are privileged that we don't live that life what Paul and John were living. So uh, maybe in our whole lifetime we don't get to experience what these people are going through. And imagine like a prisoner who spends 1 year, 2 year, 5 years, 10 years in the same prison, and the prison guards who used to be with you, they eventually they kind of get used to you, and they accept you who are you, and slowly you develop the bond between the prisoner and the prison guards. So obviously, uh, when when this death situation happens, obviously people around you will care for you because they've been part of your journey for a long time. Even though here the duration was short, but imagine in real life, we see a lot of prisoners who spend like almost entire life, almost like 5 to 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. When they get executed for their sin, uh, obviously the guards, prisoners, they would have second thought that, okay, this guy has been like around for so many years. We have developed this bond, not as very closely, but uh, like you meet this person every day, like you guard them, you have talk, maybe not very light talk, maybe not very harsh talks, but you have interaction with this prisoner every day. But one fine day you don't see that person there anymore in the cell. Even though a cop might have a heart which is not very soft, even he will feel, okay, this guy is gone now for real. So I could feel that Paul really gelled up with John's character, with John, and yeah, it really, the scene was so powerful, right? I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, you know, in a very less time period,
Yeah,
John was able to make them realize that sometimes things doesn't seem to look like
yeah,
as they truly are, and you have to let them. You
hmm,
cannot just help it. You know, sometimes you have to make those choices. Paul's wife said him that before the execution, a night before the execution, like you don't have any way get out of this situation, right? And he said, this is I actually going to I'm fearing to going to be in hell for what I'm going to do with
hmm,
John, because John is not the person what people think.
yeah, yeah,
And obviously the bonding part, the thing that you are talking, these kind of bondings that we saw in the movie, they take time.
yeah, yeah,
You meet people. First thing, a cop, when he saw prisoner, they are never going to be think of them as a friend or as a human being.
yeah, yeah,
They're always going to be abusive towards them. And even if they are fighting to each other, for a while they won't be caring, because they'll think that they deserve it.
hmm,
This is what they are going to do. They're never going to be human towards them. Or maybe the prisoners would have committed these kind of crimes. Nobody wants to do that,
hmm,
right?
hmm,
But but this movie actually show you the aspect that there is a positivity can also happen. The
hmm, hmm,
positive aspect can, one in a billion chance there are going to be a good thing.
yeah, yeah,
In this world, maybe this one in a billion chance doesn't exist,
yeah, yeah,
right? But but still Stephen King was able to write it down.
hmm, hmm,
And maybe to make that one in a billion chance, you have to have miracle
yeah, yeah,
that doesn't exist in this world right now.
true,
So miracle is making that one in a billion chance to make these kind of exceptions where prisoner guards are like being so sympathetic towards prisoners, and they just doesn't want them to go. Obviously they are not guilty, but there was a bonding between these people,
hmm,
right? So, and how John transferred his power in Jingles, in Paul,
Paul's, yeah,
and
yeah,
how Paul saw it, like it is a curse to see people
yeah.
die you love.
Yeah,
you know
you know what? It kind of gave me a vibe of Benjamin Button, because Benjamin Button could see his loved ones die before front of his eyes, but he was aging in reverse. So I kind of felt that this is actually a gift to humanity, but it's a curse for long term, because when your loved ones are not right next to you, then there's no point staying,
there's no motivation.
like
Yeah.
there's no motivation, and why do you want to live for 200 years, 300 years, when people are around you is eventually gonna die. So yeah, man, like,
At a particular age, you start loving somebody. You spend your life with. You have kids, and
hmm,
then at a particular time when either they lose you or you lose them, right?
hmm,
But you kept on living.
Yeah.
You don't want to love anybody at that particular time,
That's
you
so
know.
messed up.
So
And
that's why he kept on caring up to
yeah,
of Mr. Jingles, you know.
yeah,
It was great thing to see him after
yeah.
at the end of the movie.
The old Mr. Jingles. So yeah, and when movie started, like we see that old Paul, like he used to watch this uh, film where couple dances. Uh, then I thought, okay, this guy, he might be in a war situation where he lost his family or something very bad happened, so that he is kind of remembering his family or his wife.
You are talking about when the first time when you
First
watched
time,
the
yeah,
movie.
first time. So when all this old people they watch TV and you see that couple are dancing there.
Hmm.
So I thought that okay, he's remembering his past where he lost his wife, that he might be in some situation where he couldn't meet his wife. So he remembered this thing. But this thing makes sense at the end because he was not actually remembering anyone. He was remembering how the John loved this thing because he didn't see film for his whole life. The only thing he told before execution that I want to see film for the first time. They 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 show the film to him, and
Hmm.
uh, that scene also, even that scene also very powerful, that even John had so much thing going on his mind. He was so tired, he was so tired of whole world, but when he was watching the movie, he was so impressed, and you see that he has instant smile on his face that okay, this
Hmm.
is something great. So
They look
he,
like angels,
yeah,
he
yeah,
said. John
yeah.
said, like, yeah.
So even the
Yeah.
second time when the movie ended, then that's the first scene where he the old Paul was seeing the film, that he really hits hard because we could connect to
Hmm.
that why he was crying
Yeah.
there. And yeah, man, it's pretty dark, like when you get back to see what's
So
the meaning
deep
of
it
this.
was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was very
It
deep.
was it was literally hitting you like
Yeah,
in a way that how much person can be connected to a different person.
yeah.
And it is like a friendship.
Yeah, you see that after the execution of John, he says that this is the last execution I'll be doing it. Then he transfers to other
Uh,
place. That's where I feel that Paul was a really great person, and he didn't care that okay, he was not into money minded or he was not into hatred mode. Like he had humanity in him. He showed mercy over people, but he had to follow what orders were given to him. So
mhm.
yeah, that was kind of sad.
And I told you, like, he respected the choice of John
Yeah,
because John just wanted to let it go.
yeah,
I
yeah.
was like, maybe I'm carrying this miracle with me,
Mm-hmm.
but the burden is too much now,
Mm-hmm.
right? And at that particular time, it was a time when World War II was about to start in
Mm-hmm.
10 years. So we could see, like, even the advocate who defended John, he was saying that people don't have jobs, people are just roaming around from one place to another, and then you find a person like John. So yeah, that was a moment where people were not so happy,
Mm.
or like people doesn't have many jobs at that particular
Depression
time,
here was
and
going on.
yeah, yeah. So, and in a village, something like that happened that made John realize like how fucked up the world is right now.
Yeah,
I can make things good, but not every single time it is going to happen.
yeah,
Right? How long I can stretch it? People need to change, and if they are not doing it, even gods can give up on human.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
the people who actually created us, they could also give up on us. That these people are now not just stopping.
Mm-hmm.
You see?
Actually, the best part is the film had a good length, 3 hours. Uh, it doesn't make you feel that it's too big, but it had like perfect cuts. Like if this film had like 2 hours of cut, there we would have complained, okay, this film is so short. There's no character introduction. Well execution was not there, but every character had their own. bits and screen time, which you don't feel that any character is left out, including Paul's wife, even though she had very less screen time, even though Warden's wife had less screen time. I think they were the least screen time were given to them. Still, Warden's wife had a very impactful role when she offered her necklace to John. There we could see that character who progressed, even though she just came for this few minutes, but still, uh, you, you don't
That
forget.
shot was good, how that
Yeah,
floor actually
yeah,
moved.
true, true.
They would have made all the floor that way
Yeah,
to make it. Yeah.
I mean, like every character in this has good screen time. Like you don't feel left out. And when you look out, when you just analyze what was going on in the movie, you kind of remember every character. Like they were not really large number of characters. They were like mostly like 8 to 10 characters were there in the whole movie, and they were so well executed, well presented in the movie, and presentation what makes this movie really great. Yeah,
I'm gonna make my parents watch this
yeah,
movie.
yeah.
I guess because they are never not going to get bored,
True.
and 3 hour duration is let them get engaged in that movie, so
Yeah,
it
yeah.
won't finish so early.
Mm-hmm.
And man, Green Mile, I'm feeling like for the past 3, 4 episodes, we were talking about these dark shits that kept on going. And today I'm feeling like we are just meditating.
Yes.
Because the talk is so light
Yeah.
and the movie was elevated us.
While watching this movie, I was so relaxed because uh, the I felt like the burden less on my mind because usually I love to watch very deep and very dark movies, but uh, it's good proportion when you have balance. Like you watch 2 movies, then you watch something else, then you come back to this, you watch something else. That's when you like it. But but going on the same pace for a longer time made me kind of get into the zone. Actually, I don't want to get in the zone. This is where I like it. So now it's kind of good that we've come back to lighter tone, and yeah, kind of. I think this movie made me more interest to. It made me more interesting to watch because the series of discussions what we're going through from so many episodes that kind of piled up and made this interesting to watch, I guess.
Yeah, that's why this movie was so impactful at this particular
Yeah,
moment for us because we were the mind was going so messed up, and right now we are just meditating,
yeah,
right, on the sand in front of a sea. You know, this movie has dark elements, but still, this movie is so light
yeah,
that
yeah,
you can watch with your family
yeah.
easily and just have fun with it.
True, true.
And it's like a tale that
Yeah,
you won't want to get end soon.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
It it
it's
it
3 hour
it
long and it's
it
worth it.
it actually felt like a book. Like I'm reading a book, like chapter by chapter, chapter by chapter, and the
Mhm.
chapter ends and movie ends.
It was
So
worth watching,
yeah, really, really
every
enjoyed
single
it.
thing. I Mr. Jingles was great, and
Yeah.
every character, after finishing the movie, I felt it like what Percy did to Edward, right?
Mm-hmm.
What happened with Bill. It was
Mm-hmm.
supposed to happen. Otherwise,
Yes.
Wild Bill wouldn't have got punished for the actual sins that he did,
Mm-hmm.
right? Right. And Percy would have remained the same kind of asshole that he was,
Yeah, yeah,
right? So maybe we write our own shit,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
right? That is what I believe.
True, true.
Percy was not stopping,
Yeah.
and look what did it
He he
got him
he
to.
deserved everything. Whatever. That's what I said. Whatever
Mhm.
actions he did in the prison cell, he deserved every bit of it. And as an audience, we really liked what actions were taking again were taken against Percy. He deserved it, man. Like
And Paul was so calm every single time. When Wild Bill
Yeah.
spat on his face,
Paul
even after
Paul
that,
was Paul was wild only one time in this whole movie when
yeah,
he was making
the
love
whole night.
with, yeah, with only, well, he was making love with his wife, and rest of the movie he was so calm, he was so patient. You know what, Paul was a really good decision maker. You could see that he
Mm-hmm.
was instant decision makers. He could make good decision in a very less span of time. So yeah.
Yeah, when to have sex, when to have talk. So he was
Yeah.
pretty good
Yeah.
at that.
You
But
know, as a man, like, the moment when his urinary bladder infection got cured, the first time when he was pissing,
how sad,
even
like
we felt okay. Oh, this is so good.
like somebody's happy now.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. True. Like, even that was actually amazing moment, because even we could feel that, okay, yeah, I know the feeling what he's going through now.
now I'm feeling dopamine is being released in my brain, because I was feeling so lighthearted
Yeah.
and and it was
True.
kind of funny too. Man, I guess we needed this movie.
Yes, yes,
That
yes.
is that is what I feel. We needed to talk about something
It
that makes
it
us
basically, this movie acted as a recharge to our mind. Uh, so
like so much dark shit. Come
yeah,
come here
yeah,
now.
yeah, yeah. So we kind of wanted to refuel our thoughts. Uh, so it kind of helped us. So it's good. It's good we're talking about this movie.
It was worth watching, and I'll meet Tom Hanks. I'll tell him that I loved you in as a Forrest Gump,
Yeah.
but I loved you as a Paul too.
True,
How what
true.
he did in Green Mile,
You
literally.
know what? I love Paul's character, like, more in this movie, uh, compared to Forrest Gump. Forrest Gump, the Forrest Gump character was amazing, but when you compare Forrest Gump to Paul's character, what Tom Hanks played, for me at least for now, Paul's character comes to the top, because
As an acting
yeah,
thing, we can say what Tom Hanks did as Forrest was awesome. The
yeah, yeah,
kind of acting that he did. That's why he won Academy Award for that.
yes,
But Paul as a person, we love him. And
yeah,
how
yeah,
Tom Hanks played it,
yeah.
man, he just made our day.
So in a way, Tom Hanks is indeed a good actor, and man, we love to see him on screen.
Yeah,
We
see,
we
we want
wish
to,
we wish we talk more
yeah,
about him in further episodes.
yeah, literally. There are movies that he's going to be part of, where
Hmm.
he is part of, and we are going to talk about them.
Yes,
But yeah, man, Green Mile, nobody is going to expect when
yeah,
they are going to watch the movie.
true.
And and guys, if you see this episode, go watch the movie, right?
Yes,
And then you're gonna love. Actually, then
and
you want to be part of this discussion. I'll
yeah,
tell you that.
and you tell us what thing you like in the Green Mile movie, and tell us what your thoughts. Uh, tell us what you felt watching it, and just comment it down. We'll be happy to read. We'll see, like, we can just form a small community where we share our thoughts, you share our thoughts.
Yeah,
That would be so cool.
yeah, man. This was like a releasing day. Detoxification was happening today, and
Yes.
I'm happy, literally, man.
But soon we're gonna talk about dark stuff. Very soon.
Yeah,
Very
that
soon.
is what we want to do.
Yeah.
But I guess this time we're gonna take alternatively,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
dark, dark shit, bright shit, dark shit, bright shit. But
Yes.
yeah, man, Green Mile actually helped me to overcome all the dark shit we've been
True, true, true,
we've
true.
been
It,
talking.
it it kind of made a filter in your mind that, okay, you guys watch this, okay, now the just thoughts came out of the mind. It kind of made us calm, like, because
And we talked
yeah.
about Seven before that, and Seven was like we were
Oh
just
shit.
going to a different aspect of life, and
True,
now
true.
we became more human
Yeah,
while
yeah,
talking about this. So I'm happy that suddenly after Seven, we are talking about this.
yeah.
Thank God.
This reminds me of this thing that film is not just a piece of audio video part. it really impacts your life, your day-to-day life, the person what you want to become. So yeah, film really plays a really good part of your life, that it can break you, it
That's
can
why we
make
love it.
you. Yeah.
Yeah. That's why we love them, and we're gonna make some sooner or
Yes.
later, whatever how much time it takes. And yeah, man, I guess I'm going to watch this movie again because I
Yes.
just I just love it, man. I just love it, and yeah, I'm going to meet Tom Hanks someday. I'm going to tell him, dude,
Yeah.
you thank God your urinary bladder got off.
Yeah.
It's,
And thank God you played in that football field. You got
uh,
to play. Yeah. Like obviously, man. Like crazy, crazy, man.
so yeah, man, it's we can talk about this
Yeah.
for a long time, but I guess we
We'll
should give a
just
rest to our audience so that they can go and watch this movie and explore Tom Hanks. So
yes.
yeah,
So
guys,
yes. So this is the conclusion of this episode, and hope you guys love it. What are your thoughts, audience? Tell us in the comments below. We'll be glad to read it. We want to be part of your journey, and we and we want to read your things. So drop your thoughts in comments and let us know what topics we need to discuss. And
yeah,
please share this episode with your loved ones and who you want to show this movie. And if you like a discussion, like the video, share it. And
like, subscribe, guys. This is the Jaftaf show, and we are the Jaftafs. Just be a
yes,
Jaftaf too by subscribing the
yes,
channel. Okay, you're gonna be a Jaftaf.
yes,
Let's let's make this wave. Okay,
yes.
and we love you guys.
Be
And
be be part of this journey. We have so many exciting things ahead waiting for us. And
yeah,
slowly, we one step we're gonna wrap up, unreveal what's next. And yeah, after a few episodes, we're gonna see who stick down for a long time. We might have something for them. Who knows?
yeah, guys. There
Yeah.
are there are some things that are waiting for you, but you have to
Yes.
stick around for a long time to get to know it because good things take time. So
Yes.
so yeah, guys, I guess this is it from my side,
Yeah.
and I love to talk about movies, and we're gonna keep on doing it. So yeah,
Yes.
peace out.
Yes. Peace out. Bye.
Have fun.